Now he has a thumbs up button. Yeah, but I only have it because I created myself and I think about making a website for overlays. Yeah, I'm not asking you. Of course, it's nice to get one, but if I ask for thumbs up, that's actually like more like that, right? However, it makes sense for the truck simulator to use it in this way, right? So that's I think it makes more sense. Anyway, so advertisement for myself, overlays. I'm thinking about making a website, producing some overlays for people, maybe even for free. Um, yeah, but right now it's just an idea because I have so many Blender projects, and I seem to really more better with little projects. I work on a bigger project. There's an animation coming out on Project Lara, my Blender 3D channel, and yeah, I think it's gonna be awesome. But it's too large for one person. To be honest, this is way too big for one single person. But anyways, okay, you know what? Fuck it. I know it's about me, but what am I supposed to do? With this creativity stuff. So, and it doesn't really work out for me, anyways. So, I have to kind of be a little bit more bold about advertising myself. But we're gonna play this game anyways too, because it's a great game. I enjoy it very, very much. Even my girlfriend yesterday played Euro Truck Simulator. She was kind of, oh, what is that? Didn't expect that. And so we drove for a while through through multiple save files, obviously, because but she did pretty good for someone completely new to she's not a gamer. She likes games, but she's not a gamer at all. So she did pretty good. I didn't tell her that in this way. I should. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'm gonna record a session with her if she's willing to do so, or if I just force her. Huh? Yeah, that's gonna be good. Okay. Anyways, yeah, you see today a mood is a little bit different, but it's gonna change. Today is the hottest day in the week. We're gonna hit 37 degrees, and it's gonna be super fucking warm. And I covered all my windows with reflection. That the stuff you put on the car windshield in order to make this protect the heat from the sun. It's gonna be reflected. I use that for covering my or our windows here because we don't have any blindings. Yeah, let's get started, huh? I'll be on my way and dream about the days ago. Okay. Also on this channel I experiment a lot. Carrier. Yeah. So Polyboy is level 5. Like this is a company. We tried to collect $120,000 to be able to buy ourselves an own truck. And that's the goal. I started this segment, so let's continue this part. Quick job. New segment is called For a While, which I think is a good segment. Okay. So let's pick a job. So warm. Okay. Yeah, I also have to do I don't have to. I want to do for let's play or game sessions. If it's not a random video, a thumbnail. Oh, I see. What am I doing here? I'm not focused at all. I see. Ba, 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 ba. Which way do we have to go? Right one here, I guess. Ammonia. Anadrous ammonia. I think this is ammoniac in the German language. Which I do not know much about it. I only know it smells. It's extremely. Not just it smells. I think you can even pass out. I think this is not the right way to go. Right? I don't know. I don't know. Ba, ba, ba. Yeah. Let's see if you're allowed to leave through this exit here. It's very narrow here. It is so narrow, I can't believe that. Here we go. Yeah, just in case you also struggle with the heat, depending on where you live, right? And you don't have blindings or an AC. So you can really use those reflection foils, not necessarily foils, those reflection blankets for what you would use for the car, and you can connect them in an easy way with two magnets to your curtain. It works very well, and it's easy to, you know, it's very convenient to connect them in this way, and it really helps a little bit to reflect some of the heat away. It would be even better, I think, if they would be on the outside of the window, but it looks a little bit, you know, it doesn't look proper. But if it gets too hot, then I'm willing to sacrifice the looks as well. I mean, no question about that. But right now it's still okay. It's summer. It's nothing out of the ordinary. Every summer has like a very hot period. And every summer I think I want to play like games which I should play in the winter time, because it's, you know. Huh? Let's see here. Yeah, let's talk about the game a little bit, huh? It's interesting. So I really think start to believe that the American version is more difficult due to the different basically to that the trucks are more difficult. So meaning in the European version, most of the European trucks, they actually have such a short nose or front. So basically, you know, the front is just very short, and you can really look downwards too. So you have a better view actually. So they are better. They are better than the Americans, and I would also say they are safer than the Americans, because here, when we drive with this guy here, if there is a child walking in front of us, there is no way that this truck driver can see that. If he has sensors, then that's okay, I guess. But in the European versions, you can really see, you could see that the child in front of you. So I would say for the safety reasons, they are much better. I'm not an expert, so you can, you know, what do you care about what I say, you know? I don't even have a driving license, but it makes sense, you know, if you see more, that you can be safer. So I think those American trucks are dumber, that's for sure. But also, you know, I only say that because I just don't need to kiss your ass, you know. But they have charm. that is also, that's just, you know, effect. But yeah, and also in the truck simulator, they are actually more difficult for that reason. And some of the trucks I've seen here, they really block the view when I want to look out the window, which makes parking, delivering the trailers extremely difficult sometimes. So it's a harder challenge. Also, those places we had to deliver are harder to deliver to. Also, at least in my experience so far. Yesterday, I think I had to. Yesterday I delivered, and I had to park the trailer like with a 90-degree angle I had to do, which was still okay because I could look out the window. Doing this with the mirrors only, I don't know. That is not. That's pretty challenging, which I like. I like this part of it. I like this part of it very, very much. You get a good understanding. You get better with that a little bit. So, and also simulators are great for kids, to be honest, you know, because they are fun. I mean, depending on what kind of kid you are and how old you are. But at least you learn something, you know. You learn something about a behavior. I'm not talking about the science necessarily. Those things you can pick up so fast. But the parking and the vehicle feeling, I think that's not too bad to learn about those things. Because science, you learn pretty fast. This is not really but it's also good. It's also a plus. So Euro Truck Simulator is a great game for kids, and so is still Minecraft, obviously, because it encourages your creativity. Those other games, survival games, where you can also build, but they have already fixed build systems, they are not really creative in my opinion, because you know, you're limited with your creativity. Minecraft is great because it's simple and it allows you to build with your fantasy, you know, a lot better than the Fortnite. I don't know what you get from. I think nothing. Neither you have a good communication with other people. It's always like, you know, maybe you scream at them. Most of the time you don't play with friends anyways, I think. I never see my Mikey, son of my cousin. I have to ask him though, to be fair. Play together with friends. That would be the only advantage, you know. But what do you learn? Like skin buying things? Nothing actually. This is really a consumer product, like completely. You cannot do anything with those kind of games. We had this in the past too, but at least, you know, in my friend circle, there were always like one guy who was very knowledgeable, and he created servers for us to play on. So there was always a chance that somebody with some more interest about computer and other things could actually, you know, provide something to the game and learn about those things as well, you know. You don't have this anymore. You have a game, you have servers, everything is set up for you. The only thing you have to do is buy more stuff. That's it. That is really it. What a stupid concept, and it works and it's crazy and makes me sad. At the same time, I'm sure younger generations have a different opinion, and I might be wrong on this, because when you get older, you don't see everything the same as they. You know, I have a different view. So I may miss some of the benefits. Oh shit. Oh no, it's the right thing. So I might miss some of the benefits. To be honest, I have to ask Mikey about this. Maybe I should ask him what he thinks. But he is right now, you know, They are gone right now. They were so cute. With 12, 11, he played even Euro Truck Simulator. I still remember. And now he talks to me still, but he is not talking to me. He is like, how old is he now? 14, 15. So he talks to me in case he know what he needs to say, to a grown up. But he's gone mentally and so on. But still great kids. I mean, obviously in this age they are not here for a while. It's funny. Yeah. Yeah. Maikush. Yeah, but I have to ask him maybe next time I go there. If I remember, I'm gonna ask him what he thinks are the benefits playing Fortnite. That would be interesting, yeah. So, what do you think, my lovely viewer? Huh? Are you still there? You think I talk too much, right? I know. But this is actually sad, no one listens to me. I do not know. That's my whole life. When I was a child, I still remember that I talked about asteroids and they can, I had a theory. I really came up with an old theory that life was maybe, because it made sense to me when the asteroids and the ice and they combined those things, and that they could have landed on Earth and maybe this is how life started, No one gave a damn. No one. And I think, I get older and I realize a lot of the things I say are actually true. Sometimes I'm wrong, obviously. I'm not right all the time, but very often I have good ideas, but no one listens. And I think this is the most frustrating thing I deal with, to be honest. I have a nice idea of approaching stuff with learning, and so far no one listens, except kids. During a certain age, I would have become maybe a good teacher. Maybe that's, but I realized it's also a little bit too late. But it is what it is, whatever. I'm saying it because, why not? I mean, it is what it is, so I say it. Anyway, there are worse things in life, I know. Oh, we are way too fast. Yeah. There'll be a place that I go, I'll think of you. Every song I'll sing it for you. When I come back, I'll bring your wedding ring. Huh? That's what it is. Ladies. There are no ladies on the stupid gaming channel. That's the next thing, That's the next thing. Yeah, that's actually interesting. So there is a gender. There is. Maybe I shouldn't talk about it, but no one is listening anyway, so I don't have to be concerned. Or maybe in 5 years later I get the backlash from that. But there are differences between men and women, for sure. And if this wouldn't be the case, I mean, this is a small channel, of course. This is such a small channel that it's actually barely existing. But I checked, it's 100% male. So come on. I mean, this is just, gaming stuff is not so popular under female. Sure, female play too, but, mostly stuff like this is more still a main to man in some way, I would say. And also, when I think about it, was in our friends circle. Yeah, there were mostly men, and always a few women, and they were gaming really well. But in my friends circle, there was. I have to think about if I say the name. Yeah, I think the first name is okay. There is still Daniela. She actually was good at driving and other things, so definitely, definitely women can play as well as men do. But in our friend circle, really, there were mostly men. Also, every newcomer was very likely a man. They were very, very... always like that almost. Yeah. And if a woman came, then because her boyfriend played something, Although, actually, let me think. We got a new guy because... Yeah. Yeah. But this is also a long time ago. Maybe things have changed meanwhile, but I don't think so. I think it's we have to go this way. Pretty much the same. So gaming is still probably more dominant. Males are more dominant when it comes to gaming. But it also depends maybe a little bit on what kind of games. Yeah, that is also true. If I think about, okay, my girlfriend is not really a gamer, but she plays a lot of those phone games. That's definitely different. So if you you have to meanwhile add that to this. Maybe, it depends on the genre. It depends on the devices you play on, because in this regard, if I think about it, then she plays. Maybe even, right now I play a lot because I feel like doing it. And it's also good for me to relax a little bit and play something which I really, really enjoy right now. But she plays every day those cute handy games, And if you consider that, then maybe this is meanwhile equal, yeah. Yeah, probably. This has changed in this way. But as a proper let's player, as a proper gamer, I would say handy games are no games. They are not really games. Sure. Oh shit, I really don't pay attention. Oh crap, can we still make that? Can I go there actually if I want to? I couldn't go there? I thought that this is a suggestion, but I actually cannot go there. Oh well, okay, let's get out of here. Da da dee da 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 da. Yeah, phone. Did I say handy games? I think handy means cell phone. It means smartphone in a German. This is something, you know. This was my English back then. Basically zero, right? So and we adopted the word handy, but handy was a phone, a cell phone. I didn't know it meant that a handyman is like somebody who can, you know, who's pretty handy, skillful with his hands and stuff like this. I didn't have this. I didn't have this. By the way, the correction of the didn't thing. I make this mistake so many times. All the credit goes to my girlfriend because she reminds me that this is not a thing to say. Without her, I would never have. No one made me aware of that. So on this channel as well. By the way, you can always make me aware of mistakes, any kind of mistakes I make. Yeah, feel free to write anything you want, suggestions or other things. You know, I don't like to respond to the comments because it overwhelms me, you know, and I also don't wanna write back because I think like I have to, you know. But I appreciate that. I also appreciate if you're being a little bit more on the honest side. You don't have to be mean or anything like that. But if this is how you wanna express yourself, well, try it. Let's see if I respond to that. But I also I'm gonna respond honestly. So if your comment is mean and I think you deserve a mean answer, I will do so from now on. But if it's just, you know, an honest critique, anything like that, or you think certain things I do wrong, or you know, you don't have to be afraid that I will, or like, you can just be like in today we did very well. At least parking was well. Excellent, thank you so much. Arigato. So, and let's get there are news. Also, let's check this out a little bit. I don't really care much for the upgrade so far, but I checked in the European again yesterday. Trailer upgrades. So the cosmetic stuff is not really important to me, but maybe those things later on, they matter maybe, I don't know. Also, I saw some motor stuff. I think this later on in the game when we have an own truck, when I stop playing this game, then yeah, I don't know. I will see later. Much later. Let's get the next one. See, we have already $45,000 collected. And Sacramento. There is the song California, here we come. I hate this song. It's so there's nothing to it. I don't know why people like it so much. Maybe just because the word California is in. It's not a good song in my opinion. It has nothing special. So washed out. I don't know. New Mexico. Yeah. No, you know the first truck. I cannot find the first truck anymore. I don't know. Oh boy, what is happening here? I see. Yeah, this is so weird. I mean, it feels like I mean, I can compare the base games, right, from European version to the American version, and the American version seems to be developed later. But this, it's always more difficult here. I mean, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, so feel free to you can write me if I don't respond. Don't think about it. I'm gonna definitely read that. And I'm thinking about, you know, right now there are not many comments, which is fine. But if there would be more, I would maybe do a format like once a month, really reading them. But I'm still figuring this out, you know. This is because I don't actually even, you know, the problem is there is actually the only proper way is to respond in the comment itself, I think, you know, because sometimes people, they don't stick around, you know. And what the fuck? He didn't even, I thought he would so what do we do now? Ah, thank you. Now you go back, yeah. But look how calm they are. Yeah, I'm not gonna comment on that now. If I would comment on that, this, you know, this channel is so small, but something tells me this one will be picked up by some. Yeah, it's a woman driver. I know, so I said it. Whatever. It happened. It's not, I didn't came up with that. It just really. No, to correct that immediately. If listen, I don't have a driving license, you know, so I cannot. I'm the last one who is, you know. But I think it's funny. I think it's funny. And I can tell about my mom. She's driving since. I think she never got in an accident, which I'm very happy about that. And she's a great driver. You know, she's an awesome driver. Really, she does really well. And so, and that is honesty. There's nothing I have to make, you know, pretty or anything. She's really a great driver and careful at the same time, you know. And she is not complaining about other drivers so much as other people. So. Yeah. And I think there's also a statistic that women, but I have done. Let's not go into that. I don't have any statistics here. I think men overall do very well with the driving, but men are stupid. That's the problem. If they get good at something, they overestimate themselves very quickly. I think this is the problem with men. And women probably more careful. They underestimate them. That's also stupid. It's always turned on for some reason. I don't understand. I really don't get this one here. So this one, I always need to check for some reason. Sometimes this one is just on. I don't know why. The game is just wants to punch you in the face for no reason. Anyway, so yeah. Yeah, this is my personal experience so far. I think they are more careful. And man, really, they get. I see that with, you know, when I was young, I saw it already with. You know, there was a guy, Andy. Not this Andy, not a good Andy, the other Andy, in case someone of my people watching that, but I don't think so, but, you know, so the tiny Andy, so now everybody knows there is no tiny Andy, so a tiny small Andy, and he screwed up his driving license, I think 4 or 5 times, and his parents were covering that. So in Germany it's also expensive, now even more expensive. And we were on the way. Well, I lost track of Andy, of the small Andy. Let's call him small Andy. But a few years later, went with Klaus to a party, and we met Andy again because he was still had contact with small Andy, and he was having finally his driving license. And we went to the party, and he drove like a crazy guy to the party, like so fast, like unbelievable. You know, it's like typical stupid man. I mean, yeah. So I think men drive the best if they are with experience. So certain men, when they reach a certain, have a certain experience, then they become pretty skillful. But yeah, also very judgmental. This is so, men are so, yeah, yeah. But you know, I can only talk from my experience. It might be different. This is not a statistic I talk about. That's just as a advantage of never having a driving license. I was always depending on other people in this regard, which is really sucks. But you can observe different driver behavior and so on. And yeah. Ba-ba-dee-ba-ba. This looks really pretty. I like the sky, you know, this is a really nice view. The sky is here a little bit more bluish because of the window or tanned. Is it tanned? Just it's a nice color shift here. Oh, they did a really good job here. This is a really pretty awesome game for getting what's the word again? Something with E, emerged. Better even than a stupid car game from Microsoft. This is what a boring game. What's that called? Forza 5 or something I tried to play. It's, man, what happened to those games? You can feel that there is no soul in those games. They are so dull. You know, it's like you can do everything, nothing really matters. You can win everything, but no win really matters. Not, you know, the win feels like a little. You get a little bit of what's it called? Dopamine. You know, those older games, they're much better in this regard. I think, of course, older games are older games, but there should be something in balance. You know, a little bit of I don't know. They really lost their way. It's so dull, everything, so unexciting. Why would I want to buy a game like this? I mean, they only look beautiful. I mean, that's the only thing. They look and they feel. The driving is also good. Yeah, the driving feels good. So I would say the craft of the game is great, but the game principles, forget about that. Boring as heck. It's just my experience. I played it. It looks great. It's nice to look at this. This is the best part of the game. I checked them out with Xbox Game Pass. Was even considering buying it, and I maybe still do because, you know, it's pretty. I know, but I cannot. I have to say what it, But yeah, it's just super dull. If I would buy them, only if they would be like in a sale for, I don't know, it has to be 15 euros or something. And I need to have the feeling of playing that right now. Yeah. No, a super dull game. Was boring from the start, but it was nice to look at. So let's check out we have some damage here, 14% damage. I wonder how much money do we lose now. Stop check engine. Ah, maybe we can do that, huh? If I would not talk so much and pay attention to the street, then you would watch somebody else, I guess. So. Yeah, I think I saw it here. Yeah, if there's a repair shop or something, we go there. Also pay attention the details, everything on its own, right? The bushes and stuff, nothing special. And this is actually, or the signs special, they are all ordinary. I think they're all okay. So each asset, what you see here, you know, the bushes, the shield, they are not super pretty. But if you put them all together, it really, it really works very well. I think that is something you need to keep in mind when you want to do also gaming stuff you by yourself, you know. Because when I create stuff, sometimes I get so lost in not super detailed, but sometimes I'm very detailed. I forget about the whole thing. So sometimes you're stuck on a detail which is not, maybe it's not needed so much, you know, because it's more important putting more objects which make sense. Put them well together than every object individually has a lot of detail. In fact, it can sometimes really be boring. It's also weird, you know, the modern games, when they are full with details, so much you get, it's almost like there's too much and there is no space for fantasy anymore. I think this makes also the game more boring, and that's probably the reason why games like Roblox and Fortnite do better, because they don't try to be super realistic. Although Roblox also has some, I think, realistic parts. I don't really get this concept. I think it's like a sandbox thing where you know, where people can add content to that or something like that. So in this regard is good, but yeah, I can only talk about what I sometimes see when I visit the kids, you know. And I'm always interested in what they are playing, you know. This is always interesting to me, and I don't judge them when they do, because this is their thing, you know. This is, I give them my honest opinion, but I'm not gonna make them feel bad for liking something. But I will. Yeah. Anyway, doesn't really matter. And I see them playing those games, and yeah, usually when it's not too realistic, they like that actually better. It's more interesting to them. But maybe it's because, you know, they don't have high-end stuff, you know. Let's be real. Although sometimes they do. Sometimes they have like an Xbox for a while until they break it or whatever. Yeah, I'm very happy that I said at the beginning of this play that I would shut up during rain and night, because it's just not raining it will never rain anyways. It's just not happening here so often as in the European version. I think we can turn on the rain. We can increase the chances of rain. in the settings, I think. I wanna check out if here's a repair shop. Let's check this out quickly. Ah, here's a repair shop. Let's go there. I think we can just use the next exit. And let's see if you can repair a truck. Probably we don't have to actually, because this is a rented guy. Oh shit, now we have to. Now will you, hey, what the hell? Let me in! You fucking asshole, really. I know, it's just, you know, I play just an angry driver here. Oh, I don't give a fuck, no, it's my turn, yeah. What the hell? I mean, my turning signal is on, no one stops. That's what you should do in the real world. You know, just go there. I'm on the repair shop anyway, so what do I lose? Unbelievable. Yeah. A little bit of courtesy. Yeah. Hey, could we actually do that? I don't know if there's a gray zone or this is probably illegal. Yeah, you're not I don't think you're allowed to do that. But the game didn't punish us for doing it. So let's see if we have to repair it. If so, then I'm not gonna repair this guy here. Enter. So this one is new. I saw this yesterday. I think, at least I didn't remember it when my girlfriend played. Obviously, when you're completely new, you gonna end up making, you know. But she did pretty well actually. Like I said, truck configurator service. Let's check this out. Yeah, I don't actually get this one here. Ah, here. Yeah, okay. Let's repair. What is the 1% damage still? Average wear? Fixed by the replacement. Fixed by part I don't know. I think we repaired the car. I see. I'm not sure if you could hear that. Sometimes a car is driving like fucking idiots. Like, and you never see a girl driving like that, or rarely. That's usually men, stupid men between 18 in Germany and 30 years old, sometimes older. You know, so stupid. I like room, but you know, not in an area where people live. Fucking dumb people, really. Makes me angry. It's stupid. Because they drive around, think how great they are, and no one thinks like that. No one gives a damn. Idiots. Anyway, so let's see damage. Could it be my jealousy that I don't own a car? Well, no, I would not say that, because I really think I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it because I wouldn't do it. Simply, I would be happy to own a car like that. Yeah, I'm jealous of the car, of the driving license, that's for sure. But not of this behavior. No way. No way. I think it's dumb. I would feel ashamed of it, doing that. Deeply ashamed. But the car I would like to have here. That's true. It's the end of the world and we're cooking that day. And we cooking da 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 da. Vroom, look at me, vroom, vroom, makes my car. Man. Again, I like the vroom vroom. There's a place for that, you know, where I love it. Actually, I could need some sound effects for that, so maybe I should stop those guys and say, hey, listen, you're an asshole for driving around like that, but if you wouldn't mind, can we go a place and I can record the sound of your car? For my animation? Huh? What do you think? You stupid fuck. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I should do that. I have to think about it. There's a chance. There's really a chance when I said this, and you know. There's also a chance I always feel like I should, you know, in the S-Bahn, you know, when you are, and then the whole S-Bahn is full, or bus or whatever you're driving, just the need of sometimes screaming out. I want to scream out, hey, listen everybody, I'm 42 years old, I've never did this my whole life, I want to see how this feels, so shut the fuck up, people, listen to just doing it once, you know, but yeah, so that I have done something, you know, once in my life, like, yeah. I think I'm gonna do this at some point in time. There is a time and place where I just scream out, I gotta yell, I've never done this in my life, I need to see how it feels. Like a crazy person. And I think I must be one who thinks like that. I don't know. Maybe it's pretty common. Maybe you thought that's the same thing once, huh? But sometimes you think when you are certain places and it's not, you know, you're not allowed to act in a certain way, that you think about, what would happen if I would just scream out? Like in church, for example, you know. Places where people get mad at you for doing that. No. Maybe I'm in church if you're a believer. Maybe you can even pray to God first. Say, hey God, I have this idea. You know, please understand this is not disrespect. I just wanna, you know, people wake up a little bit of the ordinary, everyday thinking, because they all automate it. They don't stop and think, you know, sometimes about other things. You know, so if you don't mind, don't listen for a while. I'm gonna scream out some stuff, you know. I think I'm not a completely I'm not an unbeliever. I cannot, you know, I've never liked church because the way I was you know, raised especially from the Polish side, church was like a huge darkness, boring force, going there, no fun, no happiness, just you have to do your duty, you have to pray, you know, even though you don't even speak the language. So when I went to Poland as a child in vacations, we had to pray there even. I didn't know what I was praying for. I still remember Święta Maria, Matka Boża, you know, something like that, a little bit. I probably lost some. So I never liked that for that reason. However, you cannot tell me that there is nothing, you know, look at this world sometimes. Look how, I mean, it sucks to me I'm a creative person, so I'm very often very frustrated and very often very happy. That's just my nature. But if I'm like today, or sometimes, you know, look at that stupid strawberry, and if you're allergic to that, you use a different version of it, you know. And look how funny it looks. It's like a little piece of art, and then you eat that, and it tastes amazing. especially when you stop taking so much sugar. It is an amazing experience. And you want to tell me that this is just a concept of life happening? Listen, if life was just happening, there is no reason to make it so much fun. Not a little bit of fun, but that you would have so many things which look so beautiful and then are so well designed, with some consciousness, it's not just, oh, this is just happens because life figured this out and then people like the taste of it, and there, nature could just say, hey, we give you a little bit of choices, that's enough, for keeping the life simulation alive. But there are too many things which are extremely meaningful sometimes in the small thing, I'm not talking about, wow, a strawberry, it amazes me for days. No, it amazes me for 10 seconds and that's it, and then you move on, right? Because you cannot stick. It's amazing. This is really where in those little small things, no, I don't think this is just everything is accident in this regard. I also think we are all wrong, whatever we believe is true. Everybody, including myself, what's happened in the afterlife, I think we all have no idea. We will never figure this out. But it's a little bit. I understand people who don't want to believe, who choose to be, again, I'm not like a deeply Christian believer. Something I believe in. I believe little things do matter. And that's also the most challenging part. The little things are the things in which you can make a difference in family, in a relationship, with friends. A little nicety here, a little nasty thing there. I believe this is all we have. Those little choices. And this is really already pretty hard sometimes, It depends on so many things, how you act with, it's not easy being always doing the right thing, and sometimes it's not even a good thing doing always the right thing. If you do always the right thing, and then you start to you think about yourself becoming better than other people, you are doing the wrong thing even without realizing it. So it's a tough way we are on, or I am on. I don't know on what you are on. You might be a complete idiot. I don't know. I have no idea. And that's also something which helps me, when I sometimes think people don't give a damn, or don't appreciate a video or something. I sometimes picture them like when I look into the city and I think there's so many people I don't want to have anything to do with them, for a reason. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. Not that I think everybody deserves a chance. Everybody should be treated good, and I do. When I meet somebody, I don't really, I'm neutral to everybody at first. Neither I say much positive stuff and much negative stuff, because I always know there is more to a person than what I see on the surface. My girlfriend is different. She likes everybody from the start. Everybody is great from everybody is great from the start. So intelligent, so nice. And I have this deep, I don't want to ruin her thing, but it's always in me. I'm more, I know this is not it, and often I'm rarely wrong about those things, but it's also a good thing that she is more like this. Why not? Why not? I mean, I can't. I experienced so many things during my life. I know people are not that nice. I know myself. I know how I acted. I know how I was acting on the surface was not really reflecting what I was thinking on the inside. So I know people like that exist too, especially when you're younger. And I see that in other people so often. It's hard for me not to see that, but maybe I'm too much about that, and she's more like, yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. And again, no one listens to that. It's so sad. It's really sad. But it's also good, you know. In one thing is the good thing about never really having an audience who listens to me is actually encouraging me to do more of my other things, you know, like my 3D stuff and so on. So there's always a plus and minus. And maybe I like it. I think I like it like that. I can talk. And no one is because if you people respond, then I have to think about that. It's who knows what I don't even know what I want. I don't know. Well, today I wanna play this game a little bit, and then I think I'm gonna melt. It's the end of the world, and you know it. But eventually, it doesn't really matter. It is true, you know, the all the babbling and stuff is don't get me wrong, I love babbling, but deep inside I know this is not really important, you know, even if I want to be heard or something, or at least people would take some advice. I don't know. I think it makes me sad that this is not going through. But even if it would go through, it wouldn't really matter so much. You know, this is not the important thing in my life. This is not the important thing. I think the life lessons I've learned so far, in other aspects of my life, do matter much more than that. But obviously, we all have interests. We all have some little goals here and there, and some things which we consider important for us. And that's good. We have to, you know, we need some directions, you know, we need some inner way of we need interest to explore the world, you know. I see. So we cannot choose the most difficult parking. I think we have a 2. I see. Good. Let's proceed here. That's so easy. Yeah, it is so easy. I hope so. Oh shit. Excellent. Look at you. So do we have a minus? No. But we spent some money for repair, so look how much money we made. And why is that? Because I wasn't shutting up, yeah, right? I know. What is that? High value. No, screw this fucking diamonds. Fragile cargo. Pressure? Let's go with pressure, just in time. Sometimes companies need to deliver something important quickly, so they call for a just-in-time job. Such work puts more stress on the driver. The delivery window is tighter, but the compensation eases your level of discomfort. A new rank in this skill will result in important delivery unlocked plus 3 higher reward. Wow, awesome. 20% experience bonus for finishing an important delivery. I shouldn't have read that, actually. That's so boring. Okay, let's get 1. Why not? Why not? Okay, we really need to make some money. There's also, I want to show you this. Used trucks. So we could maybe. I've never done that actually. Also, it's so cheap. Why is this so cheap? Oh no, it's not cheap. This is not the money. This is the money. I see. So. Yeah, we could buy a used truck. I think we make more money if we have our own truck. But I don't know if a truck. We also need a, I don't know if we need a trailer to buy a trailer. I don't know. Yeah, today is also an easy. Maybe this guy here. Maybe this is a difficult guy. So is this? Can I search for just in time? Recipient, sender, cargo weight, route, destination. How would I know it's just in time thing? Oh, whatever. We're gonna take this guy. I think this one is difficult. I think this guy is it. Yeah. So, America. Yeah, today is a better day for my brain. Reading is easier today. So what do we carry here? Check this out here. Cargo sawdust. What? Ah, yeah, Sägemehl panels. Yeah, must be Sägemehl. Did you know that part of those things, or sawdust, is used in chips for flavor or something? Is this true? Shall I check that? Let's use ChatGPT for that thing. AI. Yeah, but AI is not the worst thing. I don't know why people are freaking out about this so much. It's a new thing. Companies, you should be more afraid. Who controls those things? But not AI itself. Hey, are you there? Okay, yeah, listen, is it true that companies, food industry sometimes put sawdust in for flavor? Is there something like that? So I wonder, where is this coming from, this knowledge, this? Okay, let's turn it off. I mean, you cannot always rely on AI. That's you should be aware of that. It's good to check it like it's the same thing with the internet. When you Google something and you get a response, you cannot just every result take it for real. Oh, we have to go this way. But I think I saw a long time ago in the German TV something about that. Yeah, AI. But you know what? I'm so confident that lots of people who complain about AI and so on, they use AI too. I'm pretty sure because you know this everybody I know uses that. Meanwhile, I mean, it's just a thing. So I'm not for it. Or I think it's a good thing. In fact, it's really it's a little bit scary, and it changes the world. But what I mean is, repeat myself in videos. It's already happening. You know, you cannot. You know, like I said, the ship is sailed. You cannot move back anymore. So you have to go with that. The more interesting question really is how you regulate that. How do you who has the rights of those creations? You know, in my opinion, I think there should be like a public, not a public service AI. Governmental should deal with that, so that everybody can use AI for your private for citizens, I would say so, which has no ability to, or which allows the citizens themselves to have control over their own data, and to use it as like I don't know, helping going through life, like legal questions, like that would be. I do not know why government never picks up on that in general. Why is Google so powerful in that only? I don't understand that. I'm not talking about regulating Google or anything. Those are private companies, and they always have money. It doesn't matter. They have no soul, and you need to have to make sure that people have a space in which they feel comfortable, you know. And yeah, you can mistrust government too, but you know, you cannot mistrust everything in life all the time. You should be aware of everything, you know, so don't trust too much. But yeah, hopefully where you live, you have a good government. Every government is corrupt in some ways because it's led by humans, and they are all corrupt for all kinds of different reasons. Some may be corrupt because of greed. Some may be corrupt because they feel obligated to their own friend cycle, which matters more than the people they work for. That's how we are as people. When we have friends, a friendship cycle, we want to be we don't want to let anyone down, and sometimes you're not letting anyone down, which does the wrong thing because it's your friend. You know, it's you might not be a necessarily bad person or a bad politician, but you're letting your feelings and or maybe sometimes you're scared, you know, take control over your decision making. And that is the weak point of governments in general, no matter what you do. Yeah. Same thing with police officer, well, whatever you do, it doesn't matter, in a big scale, in the smaller scale. And with the AI, I would say AI is taking over everything, but we need one AI which is not swallowing every data on people's what they put in. And I'm not saying there should be only one AI. There can be as many as you want, but one AI should be set up for people with the privacy in mind. And maybe people have to do that themselves with open source projects, you know. I think there probably people are like that who consider doing stuff like that, you know. So, and it's also gonna be more of a choice which one you choose in the future, but there's no doubt that this is gonna take over the world. When people complain about that, it's not good right now. I mean, really? First of all, are you kidding me? Look at the pictures and the videos they produce. And you're telling me this is just they hallucinate most of the time? It's like, I mean, hello? What are you saying here? Yeah. So yeah, they do still you know, make mistakes, hallucinate. You should not rely on them 100%. but they are incredible tools. You cannot deny that, and those mistakes, they will be sorted out over time. This is a new technology we're talking about still. So there will be a time when they don't do that anymore. However, I think it's more important to really to have a bunch of different AIs, so not just a few ones, and that we not give the companies and CEOs power over that only, and then again the ownership stuff. This is stuff which concerns me more than everything. I think it's so ridiculous how long it takes until ownership goes into public domain with Disney, for example. It's crazy. That should not be. This is not how people operate. This is not how people grow, and it spreads in every direction. In gaming, the same thing. It all develops into companies getting bigger and bigger and controlling everything, including you as a player. You don't play games anymore. You're gonna be observed what you play. You don't own the game. You're gonna be observed what you press, what time, when you pause the game, when you save the game, when you reload the game, or you being like data mined, basically, to the degree that is something which I think is so wrong, and it becomes more and more because there's no one stopping that at all. Or even this is not even a discussion under gamers. Yeah. And this AI can actually help. There can be AI for the people. There can be AI against the people, for security, against security. It's the same game, only with bigger weapons again. And for God's sakes, no one listens to me. It's so sad. People. Whatever. So, but at the same time, when I get too serious about the topic, I have to break through that with some nonsense. But I love talking about those things. At the same time, it's all a game anyways. In this regard, it's not that important to me. What's more important is cleaning later and making the fish and not melting. Me. Shaka shaka. Oto chisaku. Wakaru. That's what we've learned, Martin and I, when we started learning Japanese. We thought this is actually a Japanese sentence, but we just checked a YouTube clip, and there was a bus scene. People in the bus were driving, and there was a black guy listening to super loud music in Japan in the bus, and then a Japanese girl approached him and said to him, "Mimi shaka shaka otochi saku wakaru?" And we thought this is a real sentence, but I think those are just words. So Mimi, I think, is still, if I'm not still remembering correctly, Mimi is the ear. Shaka shaka, maybe the sound of what it, it's shaka, maybe it's loud. Oto is the sound, I think. And Chisaku, I don't know. Wakaru means understood? I think so. Correct me on this. If you speak Japanese, feel free to correct me. Yeah. Mimi shaka shaka otochi saku wakaru la 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 la. What is it? Please add. Hey! Why? What is happening? Hey, is it good? What the fuck? I mean, this is so annoying. I mean, this is why is this like peeping like crazy like that? First time I encountered this, I was thinking I got the fine because I did something wrong, but this is just telling me, hey, you should wait yourself, right? Yeah. Can you be a little bit easy on that? This game is so relaxing. Huh? A blue car? A blue police. So vehicle grows. Vehicle grows. I don't know. Chat is unavailable. Ah, fuck the chat. I don't know, I can only imagine what that means later in the game with the weight stuff. Maybe when we have our own trailer, maybe it's possible to overlord that. That's the only thing I can think of right now, that this would make sense. I don't even remember if I bought myself an own trailer in the European version of this game. I don't know. I do not know. I couldn't read the sign, it's too fast. This is not the horn I remember from watching American movies. I was thinking maybe resting, but we do still okay with the resting. There is you see the we drive 65 miles per hour, and then we see a gear A10, whatever this means. Then we have a truck symbol, we have a gas symbol, and then we have like a sleeping symbol. If this fills up to 100% when it's completely blue, we really need to rest. Watch for wildlife, I see. Balloon! Balloon! Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Dusk and dawn, huh? Ah, when it's dusty and when it's dawn, maybe, huh? Is this correct? I believe I must be right. I'm always right. I saw everything and I know everything, but I forget everything as well. Which is why I tell you. What was I talking about? So slowly but surely I pick up those lines, those green arrows. They're pointing me into the right direction. I think yesterday I started to understand that better, but I'm still not super used to that. Yeah, and also in the older version, or in the older truck simulator, without an GPS, you actually learn a little bit more about where you are. Here I'm just really following the GPS, and why would I not? You know, this is exactly why people sometimes. This is so dumb when people talking about the people getting dumber. The people who are talking about people becoming dumb, they are actually dumb, because it's not a dumb thing to save your energy when it's not needed. So if you don't need to use your brain juice to look at the card, at the map, to know where you're going, why would you do that? You know, this doesn't mean you're dumb. This means you are efficient with your energy householding. So, and then people are coming here and say AI, when you use AI, this is dumb. No, you use the tools you have to your disposal to create or to do what you think is the right thing to do, and you do this in the most efficient way. So being lazy doesn't mean necessarily that you are being just lazy. Sometimes it means that though. But usually it means you're householding with your energy you have very efficient. So you can use that sentence. Feel free to adapt it. So and it really makes me those I hate, you know, I'm not a dumb guy but I don't like expressing myself. So even if my language skills become better and better, it's not necessarily always a good thing to express yourself so in such a way that only educated people can follow you. It's good to have it's good to use words which everybody can use, but sometimes it's also good if it's appropriate, if it makes sense. If there's a word you also want to teach people to use it because it describes a certain action much better than every common phrase, then you should use that. This is the proper use case, but not using it to show how intelligent you are. This is dumb. And so there's so many dumb, intelligent people walking around and telling other people how dumb they are. It's so stupid. And I tell those people they are actually fucking idiots. And maybe they know that to a certain degree. It's usually you find those people very often, not always, but very often in higher educated surroundings, because they don't even, best case is they don't realize it themselves. Then it's not, if there is a person, I also, girlfriend and me, we met a guy, a nice guy. We went for dinner a while ago already, I think 2 years ago, to meet another artist of my friend's artist cycle, and we were invited to a dinner, and they were more like educated people, right? But nice, very nice. And the guy I talked to, he was a good guy, I liked him. But he was so overeducated. We asked him what he is doing, and he started off like, I got this. He started off expressing him. He wasn't able to pick up somebody from where you are coming from. He started so above already that you cannot really follow him what he is saying, because the way he is explaining himself is over-educated. But he was not a bad guy, you know. This was not on purpose. It was just hard for him to speak to somebody. You know, when you get in your very well in your proficiency, when you talk to your colleagues, you know, they know what you're talking about, but you cannot talk in the same way to people who, you know, who are your friends. You have to explain more things. That's what I'm talking about. So I think that is very important. Yeah, that is actually overeducated, and when you do this on purpose, that's overeducated. That's a dumb thing to do, and condescending also. And you are all about yourself, like, completely. I mean, this is just, you want to present yourself as intelligent for whatever reason. Yeah, and me too, sure, to a certain degree I want to show, but I want to show you that because I want to show you there are, you know, there are different ways to approach stuff with learning and so on, and I cannot be a dumb guy, because if I be too humble and too dumb, no one listens to me. I realize that. So I have to be a little bit of showing off more, and, you know, not being too humble. It's just what it is. If I want people to get some of the things, not everything I say is working out. Lots of things do not work out for most people, and it would never will, and that's fine. Because, I mean, my brother, for example, you know, he respects me, what I say, but he doesn't need my advice at all. Never. I mean, he's doing, his life, he has everything under control. He has a family, he's a good brother, and we love each other, and we connect on the same humor level, but we are different people. But the humor is similar. And we have no jealousy, and we have no, you know, we, like brothers should be, you know? And that's fine. But sometimes I think, for people like me, I think I could be a good advice in terms of, if you struggle with learning in general, there might be other options out there to learn in a different way and so on. Or try to learn with games or stuff like this. And I'm not good with communicating this through. Yeah, that's where I struggle, I think, if you want to call that struggle. But what I want to tell you is, if you have difficulties with learning, if you're always late, if you always find yourself overwhelmed, but you think you have some potential, you can do something, you need to have structure, and you need to find a way of how you can start learning things. And if you have that, then you go for it, through it. But that's just, yeah, anyway. Yeah. Now I got tired of my own babbling. Drink plenty of water. Keep yourself hydrated. Oh yeah, this is good, yeah. Hey guys, you know, make sure drink plenty of water, keep yourself hydrated. That's very important, you know, when you go for the hot summertime. It's so important, and also it is very important to clean your system from all the toxins we take every. So that's why my sponsor, I don't know, Stick It In Your Ass, recommends taking this. Oh man. What a world. But it's fun though, you know. Those things, even the worst things, even the annoying things, actually it's funny. Maybe that's, I always was, as a child, I was watching, I loved watching those selling shows, you know, where they sell crap, because it had like an ASMR effect on me, so something like that. I was just fascinated by people talking about a product, so much about the product, and I knew it was already back then, this is not a good thing, or the product is nothing special. But not always at the start. I was sometimes also fascinated with how strong glue can be. So that was, those shows I loved when they showed when they tried to sell some glue, and they showed how strong the glue is. I was like, oh, that's pretty strong, eh? So, but I got older, and then I realized this is all crap. But I was still fascinated by how people sell those things like it's the newest hottest shit ever. It's crazy. I was those astro shows where they show some, you can call and they tell you about your future. The people are so interesting to me to see this happening, to take them. Some of the people, they are just fraud. They know what they are doing, but some of the people, they actually believe that they have certain powers and so on. This is extremely interesting, I think. Yeah. I think you can check this out even. I'm not sure if you have to probably use, depending on where you live, a VPN. But German Astro show is still available in the internet as a live stream, Astro TV or something. Very interesting individuals. If I want to be polite, then that's also a thing. And people call them and say, "Yeah, hey, can you tell me something about my future?" And then the woman or man in the show says, "Yeah, you know what? I just get that you have probably some financial unluck. It's gonna get better through the next couple of months, but you have to be careful. There is a negative aspect from maybe a friend or someone who's jealous of you. You may want to be a little bit careful about that." And then and people are like, "Oh yeah, oh thank you, yeah." Man. Check my phone quickly. Yeah, I think I'm gonna deliver this guy and then that's it. It's a beautiful morning. Da, 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 da. Oh, we can also save here in between. Road safety is not an... this one I really... Stupid. Watch part, the last part. Oh, whatever. Whatever. Hello, stop. In the name of love, before you break my heart. Hey! You run a stop sign. Is it run? A stop sign? If it's run, it's stupid. You run a stop sign, really? I think it's run. I If I have to. Yeah, you run a stop sign, right? You run a stop sign, not stop sign. Hold brook discovered. Hold brook. Yeah, we can go. Ah, look at the spikes. If I would be president, I would create a rule or a bill. I think you guys say bill, right? I think I've learned that every truck driver has to pick up a random guy by law because it's more economical. No matter what. Nah, maybe not. I don't think with this I'm gonna become president. I'm not allowed anyway, so I think you have to be born in America. America. Americansku, Americansku. Omoshiroi. So we have to make a turn. No, we have to turn around. Turn around. Da 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 da. Turn around. See anything. Ah, here. There's this little Hügel in the German. The little, I don't know. Is this a hill? Can you call it a hill? I see. Ba ba ba. Oh, we could already deliver like that, but let's check this out. No, no. I want to do it a little bit better. That's practical actually, the window here. So let's check this out. You can see the stepping out. Oh, this is not good at all. Yeah. Not good at all. Da -da. But we could deliver it like that. that would be acceptable. But I want to know a little bit better. We have to do it. I cannot accept this. What am I? Oh no, it's fine. Yeah, that's practical. We can look through the back here a little bit. Let's do this again. Sometimes it doesn't work out. What can you do? Yeah, that's good. That's really helpful, actually. Oh shit. Oh no, this is just a Hügel, I think. Or maybe not. Maybe we screwed it up already. I can't do it today. It's fine. We're gonna do this again. Let's try this again. Okay, let's check it out. Yeah, that's much better already, but I think we can do it a little bit better. I can do it a little bit better. Okay, check it out. Well, that must be suffice for now. Not perfect, but I would say 85%. Oh, maybe 90 even. Excellent. Hey. Level 10 workhouse. What does that mean? No, workhorse, yeah. I think maybe it's the same. I've never encountered this word. Does it mean you work a lot? Then the German equivalent would be an Arbeitstier, which would be a working animal. You know, you work like an animal, basically. Ein Arbeitstier. And often you don't have to in the German language to emphasize the R very often, but I found that very helpful when, my girlfriend learns German. Sometimes emphasizing it like the Hitler, I know, but it's true. It helps to notice that there is an R, and when you shadow it, meaning you repeat a native speaker to improve your own pronunciation, then it's good for the shadowing period to try to pronounce everything as good as possible. Or later you can become more you don't have to pay attention to the details anymore. But for the shadowing is the one part. What I mean by that is, there was one part when I started out learning English. I every day, 5 days a week, I did this. 20 minutes I took to repeat a native speaker on YouTube, and I was shadowing it. So a native Let's Player and stuff like this, or whatever I was interested. And in those 20 minutes, I tried to nail it. You know, but don't get confused. Don't try to, when you learn a language, to nail it all the time. You cannot keep that up. But those 20 minutes a day, which matter, in this period, I really tried to do my best pronunciation and stuff. And sometimes I wrote down words I don't know to look them up later, because the pronunciation is its own challenge. It's not necessary that you need to understand the words for this shadowing period. You can look them up later or before even, if you're interested. But the shadowing is really just listening and talking. That's all. And I always say there are 4 different things when it comes to language. Listening, it's its own skill, and speaking is its own skill, as it is reading its own, and writing is those are own skills. So I'm good, obviously, with listening. Listening I can do very well. Then I can do acceptable speaking. Sometimes a little bit better, sometimes worse, depending on how my brain operates that day. And then comes reading is okayish. Writing is horrible in my case, because I never practiced that. So without autocorrect and stuff like this, I would fail almost every little sentence, because I simply do not practice that enough. And so depending on what you prioritize, what you want to good at, you have to focus on either you practice all those 4 things, or you choose something. So some people like to read. Well, that's also good. Depending what you need also, right? Anyway, so this is for nothing, because no one fucking listens. This is what I mean, you know. Sometimes I have things to say about certain things and no one listens. Okay, I know it's the wrong thing, but it, you know, I try to communicate it through my thing, which is not working out that. But don't get me wrong, it's not complaining. It's just, you know, a little bit of honesty and a little bit of sharing. I just want to share that with you guys. You know, today I had a very hard day. Yeah. And I like to make fun of stuff, including myself. Okay, again, if you have anything to say, please feel free. You can give me you can give me also you know, more how do you say, constructive criticism. That's, you know, I don't want to see that, obviously, but if it's needed, you think, let me know. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna attack you because you're gonna be, you know, honestly, you try to help me out and you think I do something wrong. I'm never gonna do that. If you just being an asshole, I allow myself to be an asshole too, if needed. Okay, good. Anyway, bye. Today was really like blah blah blah, whatever. Auf Wiedersehen, es war so schön. Ciao, ciao, Bambino.